Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone here to Town of Stellarton Special Council meeting November 7th, 2022, 11 a.m. start time here in the council chambers. The first item is to approve the agenda. Is there any change or additions?
I'd just like to note, Your Worship, that two councillors have declared a conflict of interest, Councillor Lawand and Councillor Campbell.
Thanks for that information.
Move to accept the agenda.
I'll second the motion.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Knight, seconded by Councillor Pence. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Next item, the first item is the approval or the purchase of the fire truck. So we have some.
So move, Your Worship.
Second that, Your Worship.
Okay, on the question, does the chief want to give us some information about the? I know we talked about in the past, but just about the pricing and stuff like that.
Thank you, Worship and Council. We had the three quotes that were taken before Council, and it's up to Council to approve whichever of the three. I did hear back from one of the companies this morning, but their delivery date was much later than one of the three proposals, so it was 20 months, and they couldn't speed that up any. They were trying to take one of the stock models that they had and see if they could put a transverse panel, which runs across the top part of the truck, but they still have to opt for the side mount because they can't do that. So on that particular truck that they have in stock, I'm sure it would have cost a lot more money to do it the other way as well. But just want to thank Council for inviting me here this morning, and hopefully have some good news shortly. Thank you.
What was the price on 625?
Yes.
So the three quotes that were received, first one was $939,998.67. The second one was $861,366.55. And the third one from Metal Fab was $625,892, and that was based on a trade-in of the 2001 of $15,000.
Which we don't plan on doing, so the 640,892.
Correct.
Just want to put it on record to thank the chief for his due diligence. He spent a lot of time, himself and the deputy chief, researching and finding the lowest price and the best deal, and also researching to get a sale for the old engine. Just want to thank you.
Thank you as well.
Did the fire department have a chance to discuss any type of contribution towards the purchase?
We were throwing some ideas around, but we haven't really come up with a set number so far. Obviously, we do want to contribute, but we'll have to go back. We were kind of waiting to see if things were going to be approved today and take it from there, but we'll have that discussion, obviously.
What kind of time frame are you looking at for having that discussion?
Probably a month or so.
Okay.
Yeah, within that time frame, hopefully.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess I call for the question. We're ready for the question.
Does council wish to, any questions on how that's going to be funded?
Yes.
My expectation is that the funding would be through MFC financing, which is borrowing. The annual costs will be anywhere from $65,000 to $95,000 a year, depending on how many years the borrowing is done over and what the interest rates are at the time. But that's sort of a range that you'll be looking at, 65 to 95. But I think it's a decision on level of service as to what you decide to do, and at the time when this does start to affect the budget, it will be a decision on the tax rates or other expenses at that time.
Brandon, question: is it possible to drop in some of our other funds, like the water fund, because it, or the park? I understand there's some money put aside for the park, and the other funds. Is it possible to drop in those?
It's not possible to draw from the water utility because this is not a water, this is a general asset. And I'm not sure what you mean by the park fund.
The Albion Center, is that what it's called?
Right, that's just your capital reserve. That's
Yeah.
just in your, that's just in your capital reserve.
Yeah, could you draw from that?
I would not be recommending that you draw that amount of money out of
No, I don't
reserves.
mean to draw the full amount from it. I mean, could we draw some from it?
That would be a decision of the council at the time of the
Okay.
purchase. Absolutely, yeah, at the time of the purchase. But again, you know, the reserves are being used now to fund operations. So I would be hesitant to be recommending that we use reserves at this time.
Thank you.
That's a question. How long do you think we would borrow for this over? The life of the asset or a shorter time? What would be your recommendation there? Depending on where we're at financially, that would...
Yes, my calculations were based on 10 to 15 years would be the funding, the borrowing timeframe is what, that's my 65 to 95 would be 10 to 15 years.
Okay, thank you. I think we're ready for the question now. All those in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded. Most carried unanimously. Thank you. Open forum. Does anyone like to speak at the open forum? Next council meeting is a week from today, November 14th, 2022, 5:30 p.m. here at the council chambers. I ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
Thank you, Councilor Pence. Meeting adjourned.